Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. In today's episode, we're going to be studying a piece by the AI Generative artist known as Stephan Vasement. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at the divine realm of the natural world. We're also going to explore light or fire as a metaphor for life itself. So let's just jump right into it. So at first sight, we see what appears to be a setting of a jungle or marsh of some kind or another. It is no doubt a very calm and tranquil introduction. Whenever I first saw this work, of course, my eye was drawn to that sunset or fire in the far distance, but it was also a very calm introduction to this composition. Of course, you notice the use of space here. Our perspective is in perfect center here. On either side, we have what appear to be plants or, trees of some kind or another, kind of creating this brush or canopy that overtakes the composition. We also see this stream, which kind of winds through the central pathway of the work at hand, of course, dividing it into two main sections. You may also notice, of course, the colors within this work. We have blue, we have gold, but we also have this orangish red here as well. This no doubt creates this kind of dual contrast, right? This bluish green and the gold and red are going to be fighting for the viewer's attention, but even then, it's not, intense in any way or some other. It is quite calming and quite tranquil here. Of course, we also see the use of form here, right? There's a lot of curves within this composition, especially that stream, right? It just winds through the work at hand. So this creates a slight sense of motion or weight to the work. You can certainly imagine these leaves or these plants kind of, draping down and kind of just giving a sense of realism to the composition. Really helps to immerse us within the work at hand. There is a sense of flow to the work, and of course that is due to the form within the work at hand. Of course, we also see what appears to be a near symmetrical composition, right? Of course, on either side we have those plants, we have a canopy and this kind of almost like, it reminds of a cave, but it is not that. Of course, that is due to that canopy. It creates this tiny little crevice or tiny opening within the work at hand. There is a sense of harmony within this work, right? The near symmetrical nature of the layout certainly lends itself to that in every sense of the word. I wanted to ask you guys, how do y'all feel when you first view this composition? Like I first said, the setting appears to be a marsh or a jungle of some kind or another. The title of this work is Heart. Doesn't really hint at exactly what we're looking at, but my first instinct was to say that this was a marsh, but upon a second look, this could be a jungle as well. But regardless, we are in the natural world, whether we're in a jungle or a marsh. But regardless, this is a very beautiful and calm composition. We appear to be almost like stumbling upon this as if we're on a boat or swimming in some kind or another. Perhaps I'm looking too deep in this, but regardless, and the original artist Vasement deals with a lot of these natural scenes, right? He certainly has a passion for working with these. I'm going to bring in two additional works here. One, I believe, is The Bird's Song in the Morning Light, and another is it's part of a jungle. I forgot the exact title, but regardless, you see the natural world in all three instances here. It's just absolutely stunning. There is certainly a very different aesthetic in all three of these works. Like I said, whenever I first saw this work, I thought it was a marsh, but upon closer inspection, it could certainly be a jungle. But looking at the work on the right, it's just absolutely stunning. There's a near symmetry to the composition at hand. There's this stunning lushness of life. It is absolutely amazing, and it does an amazing job of immersing us in the divine degrees of the natural world. I think there's no doubt about that. And of course, looking at the work on the left, it is also absolutely stunning. It reminds me a lot of the Far East kind of watercolor or ink brush paintings. Of course, very delicate, showing a lot of sense of scale, showing the natural world in every sense of the word. But I just wanted to bring in these two additional works to kind of hammer home that point that the original artist Stephan Vasement loves to deal with scenes of the natural world. I think we certainly see that in all three instances. We absolutely love to see it here. There is also the shimmer to this composition, right? We talked about the color gold being present within that, and I think we certainly see that here. There is also a reflection that's created by that. Of course, also another sense of reflection or symmetry within the work at hand. This, of course, this shimmer not only immerses us within the work at hand, but it creates this immense sense of beauty, even the ethereal as well. So I think that's incredibly important. In many ways, life in and of itself is a miracle, right? Life sustained, and it is absolutely perfect on earth. It is a miracle in so many different ways. And a lot of people have talked about life as the light of life, or they've even gone further to connect that to fire or the flame, right? Whenever life exists, that is the flame burning, that is the light shining. But whenever life is gone, that is the flame burning out or sizzling out or the light going out as well. I think that's an incredibly important metaphor, a very old and ancient symbol as well. And the title of this work as heart certainly lends itself to that, right? We often see the heart as having a sense of fire around it as well. So you can certainly connect that to the light of life or the fire of consciousness in and of itself. But regardless, the life of life shines bright even in the darkest of days. And this is a very beautiful, stunning, and calm composition. I think there's no doubt about that. Just wanted to ask you guys, how do y'all feel when you view this composition? I think that's an incredibly important question. Of course, the work before us is an AI generative artwork, and I wasn't able to confirm exactly what program this was created in, but regardless, it could be Stable Diffusion, it could be Midjourney, and those are probably the two closest it's going to be. I'm not exactly sure what it was created in, but regardless, it is AI generative at the very least. I really hope y'all enjoyed today. We talked about this calm composition. We talked about the divine degrees of the natural world. We talked about life or fire and light as a metaphor for life. I think that's just so important and relevant to the work at hand. Like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed today. Y'all enjoyed? Go check out the original artist Stephan Vasement doing some amazing stuff. And we looked at 2 additional works by the original artist as well whenever we were talking about the setting and the realm of nature. But yeah, like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, go check out the original artist Stephan Vasement. My name's Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.